In today's video, I'm going to throw a theory into your face like a big, juicy whipped cream pie about something that may have been in the works for many years. This conspiracy theory might just be one of the out there conspiracy theories to date regarding NASA and the United Nations. Project Bluebeam is apparently a 4-step project that was created by NASA and the United Nations to allow the elite to create a simulated new religion that will be the only religion on Earth because all the others will be abolished after they project holograms into the sky to stage a quote-unquote second coming of Christ illusion that will make everyone believe that it's real and they will have to join. This is where the Antichrist will lead this new religion and to start the new world order. Now, the first step of Project Bluebeam is to create fake earthquakes and other quote-unquote natural disasters that will unearth relics and so-called evidence that will trick people into thinking that everyone on Earth has been mistaking religion for something else. And with this so-called hoax artifacts, it will then shut down and disprove all religions on Earth. Now these quote-unquote earthquakes will take place in certain locations around the world to make it more authentic.
Watch him! Aman yarabbi aman! İçeride insan vardır ya, niye çıkmadınız? Allahu Ekber! Bırak, ne yapıyor?
If you don't already know, Hollywood has been creating movies for years about uncovering relics and basically desensitizing us to certain things, so when they happen in real life, we will be, supposedly, more understanding and think it's just normal. Now, step 2 would see the best theatre and light production show you will ever see in your life, and it will be beamed into the sky using highly powerful technology to create holograms and 3D images. It will show everyone all the religious gods, example Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, etc., merging into one almighty quote-unquote God.
We've seen hologram technology move leaps and bounds over the last few years. Maybe you caught Jesse's look at 3D volumetric displays a few weeks ago. Now, researchers from the Interact Lab at the University of Sussex have created 3-dimensional holograms you can hear and even feel. They call their device the Acoustic Trap Display. Essentially, it's using sound to manipulate a tiny particle that traces out these images. Here's how it works. The display is made up of an array of small ultrasound speakers that produce sound waves, LED lighting, and a 2mm bead. The sound waves keep the bead suspended in midair, and they can manipulate the bead's position. The bead moves around the display too fast for our eyes to see, so what we see is a 3D image. And remember, this is genuinely a 3-dimensional image. It doesn't just appear to have depth. That means it can be viewed from any angle. Now, believe it or not, this tech is actually inspired by old school TVs. You may not be old enough to remember CRT televisions, but they created images with a single color beam that scanned across the screen so quickly, our brains registered them as a single image. Another point worth noting, Nature reporter Lizzie Gibney saw this acoustic display up close. She said the images don't flicker in real life like they do on video. But here's where it gets really cool. The speakers can also make the bead vibrate to produce different sound waves, which means these images can freaking talk.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Now, I can't be the only one who immediately started thinking about Princess Leia sending a distress call to Obi-Wan when I saw that. If that doesn't blow your mind, we're not done yet. The ultrasound waves can also generate tactile feedback, meaning you could essentially feel the flutter of the butterfly's wings.
Currently, space-based projectors will be able to beam all this around the world and in all languages. Then this new god will talk to everybody, all over the earth at the same time. So get your blankets, pack a dinner or lunch, depending on where you are in the world, get some popcorn, drinks, and sit back to enjoy a cinematic experience that will never be seen again.
Get me higher. Go flying. Get me higher. Flying. Get me higher. Go flying. Get me higher. Go flying. Get me higher. Go flying. Get me higher. Flying.
And sorry, Hugh Jackman, but it appears that this will be the greatest show on Earth. The third step is now where they will implement mind control. Telepathy will be apparently used to convince everyone that the voice is talking to them, God's voice, from inside their own minds. This will be achieved by a wave that a telephonic communication device will project. They will take control of devices, for example, PCs, phone lines, through optic cables and coaxial cables to create poltergeist activity and satanic ghosts in your own home or in your own environment to send people to suicide, murders, and psychosis. This will be like a purge. And finally, step 4 will be the panic of everyone on Earth, and this will create fear to then control the entire Earth by staging such things as alien invasions with said holograms to just freak people. And then the Antichrist and New World Order will be the only ones that will save us from damnation, as they will claim. Monast even said that they would have a financial crash that will then enable the powers to be to take away cash money, physical cash money, and install their own electronic cash system.
We are learning more about the third flying object shot down by the U.S. military in as many days. This latest one happening early this afternoon over Lake Huron. NORAD issuing this order, briefly closing the airspace over Lake Michigan as that object made its way across Wisconsin and then Michigan. It was first spotted yesterday over Montana, although authorities had said it was not a threat. Well, today's object was shot down over northern Lake Huron, and yesterday one was shot down over Canada's Yukon Territory, and on Friday one was shot down off the coast of Alaska. Authorities saying that all of these are not at all like the Chinese spy balloon which was shot down a week ago over the Atlantic. These new items are apparently much smaller. One shot down today was described as octagonal in nature and was traveling at about 20,000 feet. And that is much lower than the other objects that were flying yesterday and on Friday. All of them were unmanned, and it is not clear exactly who they belong to.
I think now that we have collected the information off the balloon that traveled across the United States, we have the ability to find these balloons, or these objects, I should say, and shoot them down further away from the continental United States.
The wreckage of the object shot down over Lake Huron has not yet been recovered, and efforts are underway to completely recover the wreckage of the objects in Canada and
tinfoil hats on, because check this out. Leaked image of an F-22 Raptor under Project Bluebeam. Those of you that do not know what that is, we're gonna talk about it, okay? A lot of people are talking about it. Directed by NORAD, taking out one of the UFO's aliens today. And check this out, okay? A lot of people are capturing, and there's a reaction to this video that makes me believe it's genuine. You can see that there is the F-15 or F-22, okay? So that's the claim here. And they have fired the missile that is approximately $380,000, man. Like, they are burning a lot of paper on this one. And Project Bluebeam has never been this relevant. And this clip is going viral right now. It was shared by CBK News and also Drip Marvel, and a lot of people are talking about it. But however, I want to point you in this direction. One, if you think it's Project Bluebeam. Two, if not, NYT reporter asks, have aliens or ET been ruled out? NORAD commander said that I haven't ruled out anything. Oh shit! I wanna play you this clip. Roll it.
Have you ruled out aliens or extraterrestrials, and if so, why? Because that is what everyone is asking us right now.
Yep. That's the biggest question right now.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Helene. I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything at this point. We continue to assess every threat or potential threat unknown that approaches North America with an attempt to identify it.
Helene Cooper, New York Times.
And check this video. I want to play you this clip. One in the chat if you think it's Project Bluebeam. Two, if not, those of you that are unaware, for newbies, for the rookies out there, Project Bluebeam is essentially a conspiracy for fake alien invasion, man. I'm not sure if that's real. I want to know your thoughts on it immediately.
U.S. officials have confirmed to ABC News that another high-altitude object was shot down Sunday afternoon over Lake Huron. According to one official, it was shot down by a U.S. military aircraft.
And essentially, it was an octagon shape that was around 20,000 feet. So the China number one, the Chinese balloon was 60,000 feet. And then they shot another UFO down yesterday. In fact, two UFOs yesterday in Canada and US. One of them were around like 40,000 feet. There's leaked videos everywhere. There was another leaked video that I will likely cover in the next video. So definitely subscribe. On the second channel, I will be covering that on the second channel. I will link you that at the end.
Today's incident comes one day after another unidentified object was shot down on Saturday, according to officials. This one over the Yukon in Canada. The object first detected Friday night, Canadian and U.S. planes scrambling to scope it out. President Biden speaking to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, giving the green light for
Justin Trudeau, and I'm in Canada, let me know. He says that I spoke with President Biden this afternoon, Sleepy Joe, where my US homies at, Sleepy Joe. Canadian forces will now recover and analyze the wreckage. My guy, they already know everything. They would have, you're telling me it's been 2 days. Where's the wreckage? Where's the wreckage?
The fake alien invasion was a way to further control people and lead them into the new world. With a simulated alien attack to Earth through the use of holographic technologies, they took the advanced technology they had created and prepared for a counterattack on the people. Project Bluebeam fueled the way for the fake alien invasion to look as if we were being invaded by outside space forces. The truth is, they have been interacting here with us for years. As crazy as this situation had become, through the continuous pandemics, there was no stopping the fruition of what they had planned. We had been through years of lockdowns and people had become tired, weary, docile, drowned by our own silence and corrupted from their own leaders. With the system grinding to a halt, the old mind pattern to life had gone. People had now become used to living in fear. When the fake holographic war happened and the ships started appearing, people were completely freaked out and mass panic happened on a global scale. People's paralyzed states and infighting from the previous years kept the agendas rolling with ease. It was like the second coming. It was as if the script had already been written, but no one had quite expected it to play out like this. What was unraveling was the final attempt to dismantle religions and bring them to an end. Cutting people off from their creator and redirecting their faith was the nail to the coffin of the one world government. After the fake invasion, they introduced new technologies to the Earth's grid, gaining the support of the people by stating it was there for their protection from off-planet forces. This not only allowed them to maintain the power, but also bring people into the one world government. It removed all local communities and national identities, making us into global citizens. All old human rights became abolished, and the new global laws were created with international governing laws. Whole countries with their traditions, cultures, and diversity were erased. Your biometrics were completely wired to the system. Your consciousness was uploaded to the cloud. You became a living node on planet Earth, and you had no choice but to follow order, or you were switched off from the system. Government leaders knew alien disclosure should have been made in a transparent way, but knew if they did, it would break the system. Banks, healthcare, military complexes, and true science would all be exposed. The House of Cards would immediately collapse. Every single person would realize that most of the world's problems could be solved in an instant. The few couldn't let that happen, but we also didn't want to awaken. There was a majority of humans that enjoyed the safety and being dependently carried through life. Though this transition had an opportunity to be the great awakening for humans.
Did you know that NASA funded 24 theologians and religious experts to examine how the world's major religions would respond to extraterrestrial life? Well, they did, and at the Center for Theological Inquiry at Princeton University from 2016 to 2017, some really interesting questions were being asked. Reverend Dr. Andrew Davidson of the University of Cambridge said his own work focused on the connection between astrobiology and Christian theology and the prospect of there having been many incarnations of Jesus Christ. Many have speculated this whole study is just to prepare for and avoid a major freakout when NASA and the UN are ready to reveal the existence of alien life and their visitation to Earth. But that last line from the Reverend makes me think that there might be another reason. If you're familiar with Project Bluebeam, this sounds a lot more like the data you need to collect to fake an alien invasion and convince the world to follow one world religion, where the common source of Jesus and the major prophets of every other religion are not God or gods, but aliens. Hence the many incarnations of Jesus Christ. But please, tell me what you think in the comments. Is NASA planning to reveal the truth on alien life, or studying how to convince the world that all religions are just one religion?